My sister Tracy is the one who said to me, Toni, you know, when you make it, you can help us come on. So I always try to abide that. But the responsibility of it is so heavy for me. I feel I can never live my life. And I never used to say it. I never used to say anything to anybody, but since we've been doing this show.
Toni can treat them people however the fuck she want to treat them people because they really like tried to share her spotlight. I don't like, they tried to forcefully make her share her stardom. Made her feel bad because she wanted to live out her dreams and they felt like they deserved to be there right with her. And they didn't. They didn't. Toni is the star.
Imagine growing up with sisters who end up becoming your biggest rivals. That's what Toni Braxton has faced since the start of her career. As the most successful Braxton sibling, she's long been expected to carry the entire family's weight. Now, Toni admits she's exhausted and still hurt that her sisters, especially Trina, continue to lean on her instead of sharing the load. Families can raise children under one roof and still produce very different personalities. And in the Braxtons' case, those differences have created lasting tension. No one feels it more than Toni.
Did you have to parent them?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
When I was about 13 or 14, my mom, she had a really bad accident. She fell. Her back was really messed up, so she was in the hospital a long time. And so I was the surrogate parent for a moment.
Where was Dad?
Working, had to make a living, had 6 kids.
So what would it look like for you if it were different? If you didn't have that responsibility and if they weren't leaning on you, what would your life look like? What would you be doing?
Well, I would have soared higher.
You think so?
Absolutely.
The eldest Braxton sister, Toni, is one of the most accomplished female R&B artists ever, with 70 million albums sold and 7 Grammy Awards. She first performed with her sisters as the Braxtons in the late 80s, but her powerful voice caught the attention of L.A. Reid and Kenneth Babyface Edmonds, who offered her a solo deal. Her 1993 debut album topped the Billboard 200 and sold over 10 million copies, and her second album, Secrets, was another smash, led by the global hit UN Break My Heart. Across 9 studio albums, most recently in 2020, Toni became the family's primary breadwinner. While she supported everyone financially, only her sister Tama stepped up to help without being asked.
And Daddy's divorced, and a divorced mom pretty much got nothing. I'm not going to leave my mom by herself. So I'm going to make sure my mother's taken care of. None of my siblings have helped me take care of my mother to make sure she was okay, except for Tamar.
Before Tamar's then-husband Vince entered the picture, she was already contributing. But Toni grew frustrated as sisters Trina and Tawanda kept taking more than they gave. Trina argued she deserved payment for years of backup singing, and even when she was paid and booking her own gigs, she often claimed she wasn't financially stable. Meanwhile, Toni faced her own serious money problems. Despite generating over $170 million in revenue for her label, she earned less than 35 cents per album and eventually sued over what she called a slave contract. Royalty checks amounted to about $2,000, much of which went back to cover travel, living costs, and production expenses. She declared bankruptcy twice and was even accused of transferring $53,000 to her ex-husband Kerry Lewis to avoid creditors. During her first bankruptcy, Toni went on the Oprah Winfrey Show seeking understanding. But because Oprah was friendly with LaFace Records executives, the interview backfired. Oprah challenged Toni's spending habits on air, leaving her humiliated and without the public sympathy she had hoped to gain.
She was so freaking mean to me. I was in shock.
Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now?
100%.
100%.
100%. I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much. I admired her and looked up to her. And she pretty much reprimanded me.
I read that you were upset about stories that your overspending caused this.
She says to me, I hear you have Gucci flatware. I'm Oprah Winfrey and I don't have Gucci flatware.
First of all, I didn't know Gucci made silverware.
You ain't got Gucci flatware because you didn't want to buy it. It's not because you couldn't afford it. What do you mean? And immediately, she made me feel this big.
The second time Toni Braxton declared bankruptcy, her health was in crisis. She was battling lupus and a serious heart condition that forced her to cancel her Las Vegas residency. Those cancellations brought heavy financial penalties, and the IRS soon filed a lien claiming she owed more than $340,000 in back taxes. California's Franchise Tax Board added another lien for roughly $110,000. In all, Toni faced nearly $500,000 in tax debt while also paying for costly medical treatments. Despite these setbacks, she managed to recover, an impressive feat after 2 bankruptcies. Many observers believe her money troubles stem not only from unfair record label contracts, but also from the burden of supporting her entire family. Yet for Toni, the issue goes beyond finances. She's tired of feeling unappreciated and of the toxic family dynamics that never seem to improve. Before their sister Tracy passed away, the Braxtons promised to work on their relationships, but tensions have only deepened. Tama skipped to Wanda's recent wedding, and none of the sisters showed up for the premiere of Tama and their mother's new cooking show. When Toni tried to wish Tama a happy birthday, she discovered she'd been blocked and publicly called her out. Fans watching the drama unfold largely sympathized with Toni, agreeing that her family's ongoing conflicts have weighed her down. Toni Braxton sees her family as a burden, even though she loves them. That's a reality for a lot of people. Unfortunately, Toni Braxton's entire family, including her mother, was jealous of her success. Do you think Toni might have achieved even more if her family hadn't held her back? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you're curious why Tawanda has long clashed with Tama, check out the next video. There's always some new drama with the Braxtons. See you there, baddies.